Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, Augusto Argandoña Fine Arts. Anytime in this narrated tutorial, you can click on the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. And I also would appreciate receiving your comments about this particular video, as well as any other videos that are in my channel, both for my Art of Sketching series as well as my watercolor series. This tutorial is about how to do a sketch of a simple beach scene, beach location. And I don't like to do sketches where I draw all the way to the edges of the paper. I prefer to just do a vignette type where the focal area or the essence of the sketch is pretty much within the confines of the center portion of the paper, and everything else is empty on the edges. Or if I have some items that I want to bring closer to the edges, I kind of fade them out towards the edges. For this particular sketch, I'm going to use two pencils. This is a standard number 2 pencil that's easily available everywhere. And I'm going to use this Prismacolor type pencil that's very dark gray. And the difference between the two is that this leaves residue on the paper and on your hands, whereas this, because that's a lead and the tip here is wax, so it doesn't leave any residue. But I'm going to use this basically to just outline my sketch, and then I'm going to proceed with everything else with the other pencil. If you want to learn about my virtual classes or want to see my paintings, you can visit my website at aafinearts.com. So let's start with the fun part of this tutorial, and that's the sketching part. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to establish the horizon line for the water, and then for the edge of the beach, I'm going to close the door. Instead of doing 2 parallel lines, I'm going to bring this a little bit of an angle, like that. And I'm going to have some waves, wave patterns over here, closer to the shore. And I'm going to bring a palm tree, a coconut palm tree, maybe 1 or 2 over here, coming out of, there will be some grasses in this area, like that. And now coming out of there, I'm going to have this palm tree, like that. Like that. And then there will be some of the dry sections of fronds that palm trees, coconut, especially coconut palm trees usually have. And I'm going to have some branches for the fronds, like this, like that, like that. Like I said, it will be going up. I usually do a series of lines. I don't use the eraser. So I'm going to come over here like this, do some downwards, like that. I'm going to have another one over here like that. Okay, so but the rest I'm going to do it with the other pencil. Now over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of chairs. And I'm going to do this like this. Maybe this will have just some slats like that. And I'm gonna put another chair over here. And this will have a towel hanging. From the chair. Like that. The persons that were sitting here would be somewhere in the water. And I think probably over here, I'm gonna put an umbrella. Like that. Like that. Okay, so and I'm gonna have some more, taller grasses over here. This area will be the shade, some grasses over here, and maybe some different bushes that I found in the beach. These are sea grapes. Some over here, some over there, like that, and so forth. Okay, so then we go up with the other pencil, and I'm gonna start by darkening the inside of the umbrella, and this column that's holding the umbrella will be over here, a little darker there, then a little lighter, a little closer to the sand. Now I'm going to darken this area. The top will be pretty light because it's in the shade, I mean in the sunlight, but we'll do one side on the shade, like that. Okay, so there we are. And then there's this towel that's hanging in the back of the chair. We'll just leave it like that. And here's the chair, the back of the chair, and the legs and the seat. The chair's in the sand. Here's the other chair with slats. Like that. It's an armrest. And the seat portion, a little short. And then there's this. Okay, so, and now we'll bring the horizon line like that. And the sand, the shoreline. We'll do a little bit of shading over here for the wet sand by the shoreline. And then these waves like that. The rest of the area over here will be the water, so we're going to do this a little lighter, but mid-range value. We darken this area a little bit. For the water. And like I said, I'm gonna just bring it out like this, kind of feather it out towards the edge there. And that's pretty much it for that. Now, so now we're gonna do these grasses. Sharpen my pencil. Start with the grasses first. Remember, this is a sketch. I'm not doing a drawing, so everything's kind of rough. You can also do this like that. Get the direction, get the edges, and value all at the same time in one stroke. Like that. Okay, so now we'll do this palm tree. Here are those dry elements that are hanging on the top of the trunk. And then we bring the trunk over here like this. And by now, the edge of my tip has a flat section, so I'm going to use that to do the rings on the trunk of the coconut palm. Like that. One side will be a little darker. Further use that flat section of the tip. There we are. So now we do this, the palm tree, the fronds of the palm will overlap. This palm tree is closer to this side, whereas all of this is a little further. So we're gonna overlap this frond like that, coming over here. And here comes the palm. You're using that flat section on the tip of my pencil. We do this with quick strokes. And those fronds, are blowing in the breeze, so do it in different directions. There's some over here too. Like that. Bring this over this next one over here. Do a little darker. Taking advantage of that flat tip. Like that. And do some over here. Some over here. The quicker you move your hand, the more natural these fronds will look like. Remember, you're sketching, you're not drawing. You can do some of this way too. Those fronds that are blowing in the breeze and darken some areas. Like that. Make this one's a little longer. And I'm gonna bring another one over here. Feather into the edge there, like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna darken, sharpen my pencil again, and do this sea grapes. This is a very nice looking palm. The leaves are kind of oval or circular. Like that. So now we're going to darken some of these leaves and the whole plant very quickly this way. By darkening this plant like that, we are accenting these grasses that are in front, as well as the trunk of this palm tree. Like that. There we are. Now we do the shadows underneath here in the sand. Well, those chairs and the umbrella are casting a shadow. This palm tree is casting a shadow over here too. Well, and we start accenting those grasses, tall grasses. Darker. Maybe darken this towel a little bit. Maybe give it a few stripes. There we are. And then we darken the horizon line in the water. It's always darker at the horizon. Now, sharpen my pencil again, and then we'll do some clouds. And do a little bit of a sky. Not too much. Put some little clouds over here too. Cumulus type clouds, like that. And this, the sketch is pretty much done. Some of the seagulls. And lastly, we'll sign it. And there's the sketch of this nice little scene at the beach. the coconut palm, some sea grapes, some grasses, and the water. I think I'm gonna remove some of this, or so not remove, but soften that wave. There we are. There. This these chairs are in the shade of this umbrella, so I'm gonna do that also, like that. Darken this a little bit. There. And that's it for this little beach scene. I hope you enjoyed this sketch, and like I said earlier, I don't like to bring everything to the edges, just concentrate within the confines of the essence of the sketch. The umbrella, the two chairs, the water, and all this tropical foliage. Like that. Thank you, until next time.